Did Dirnie have a firearm on him at that time? Yes, he did. What did Dirnie do when you told him to leave? He stood there for a minute, staring at Bo. Did he eventually leave? Yes. Where did Bo go? I don't know. He left too. All right. Did you see anything happen after that encounter? Yes. What did you see? Telly popped up and talked to Harper, P-Dub, and Bo in the car. He walked by his mama. He walked through the alley, came back out. Let me stop you a second. You said Telly popped up? Telly popped up where? He popped up on Josephine, 'cause he wasn't around when Bo and Dirnie was staring at each other. How much later was this, approximately? Probably like 15, no more than 20 minutes later. When he popped up, where did Telly go? He went to the car, talking to them. Where were they in the car? Harper was driving, Bo was in the back, and P-Dub was on the passenger side. Do you know P-Dub's real name? No, I never knew him. Were they in front of Telly's mom's house? They were in the 2011 block, our block. Did you see Telly speak with them in the car? Yes. Were you able to hear what they were talking about? Not at all. After you saw Telly speak with them in a car, what did Telly do? He went to his mom's house in the alley. Could you see that? Yes. What did you see him do? He reached them something in the car and he reached them a gun in the car and he pulled off. When you say he reached them a gun in the car, does that mean he gave them a gun? Yeah, he gave them a gun. He went and sat on his auntie porch and they pulled off. The auntie's porch? What is her name again? Her name is... So this is a different auntie? Yes. Where does she live? Directly diagonal from 2011. You were able to see him give them a gun? Yes. Any idea what type of gun it was? It was like an old gun, like the 6-shot barrel-looking gun. What happened after he gave them the gun and they left in the car? I started calling my children's father to come get me. Who is that? Kentrell. Why do you call him to come get you? Because I was telling him Dirnie about to get shot. I need him to come get me so I can find my brother. Did Trell come and get you? Yes, he did. What did y'all do? When I got in the car, I told him, we got to find Dirnie. 5 minutes later, Trell's phone rang, saying Dirnie was shot on Washington and LaSalle. Did you go to that scene? No, I went to the hospital. Was Dirnie in the hospital? Yes. Had he in fact been shot? Yes. Was he able to tell you who shot him? Yes, he said Telly shot him. Did you know differently? Yes. Why? Because I was there. I saw Telly sitting on his auntie porch. So you knew in fact Telly had not shot your brother. Right. Now, you had mentioned this individual, P-Dub, that was in the car. Did there come a time when something happened to P-Dub? Yes, it was. Now, Hurricane Katrina happened. Did you leave town for Hurricane Katrina? Yes, I did. At some point, did you come back for a brief period of time? Yes, I came back. When you came back, did you happen to see this individual, P-Dub? Yes, I did. Where did you see him? On 2011 porch. Your old porch? Yes. Who were you with when you saw him? I was in a car with Trell. Trell? Kentrell, my children's daddy. Were you familiar with who P-Dub was at that point? No, I was not. I never saw him. But you had said that you had seen him before when he was in that car. Yes, but I didn't know who he was. So when you saw him sitting on your porch, that's when it was explained to me, that's P-Dub, that's who shot your brother. What did you do with that information when you saw P-Dub sitting on your old porch? I was angry. And I pulled my brother around the corner because he was in a car behind me. We parked around the corner and we talked about it. And I said he shouldn't be on our porch. And he told me go home. He told me go to my daddy's house because he was living down here. He told me just go to my daddy's house. He was going to take care of it. Did you know exactly what your brother was going to do at that point? Yes. What ended up happening to P-Dub? He was killed. Do you know whereabouts he was killed? Yes. Where? He was across the street from 2011. Did you have a conversation with your brother and anybody else after P-Dub was killed? Yes, I had a conversation with Darvin. Darvin? Yes. Is that Darvin Bessie? I didn't know his last name. I know him by Darvin. Okay. And was that conversation had right after P-Dub was killed? Yes, probably like 5 minutes, 10 minutes after he was killed. Who was with Darvin? Durney. Your brother Durney? Yes. What did they tell you? They say he walked up on them. He was on the phone, and he was telling a girl that somebody walking up on him. And P-Dub was like, the girl was telling him run, and he said no, he wasn't running. And Darvin had asked him his name. Was his name P-Dub? And he said yeah, and that's when he shot him in the face. Who shot who? Darvin shot P-Dub in the face. Are you aware? Hang on 2 seconds. Now, at some point, was your brother killed, Durney? He was. That happened on May 13th, 2008? Yes, it did. Were you in the city of New Orleans at that time? Yes, I was. Do you know where your brother was before he got killed? Yes. Had you spoken to your brother that night? Yes. Where was he supposed to be heading at the time he got killed? To come get me from my daddy's house? Who were you at your dad's house with? My baby and my daddy, my little son, my baby boy and my daddy. Where was your dad's house at that time? Do you want some water, Miss Stewart? Do you want some water? Take a minute and get some water. Do you want to stop for a minute? I can go on. It was on First and Clara. Where was he supposed to be taking you to? He was supposed to be taking me home to Littlewoods. Littlewoods in New Orleans East? Yes. Did he ever show up to your dad's place? Yes. What happened when he showed up there? We heard gunfire. Did you actually see anything? When I ran outside, I just saw a blue Mustang turning the corner. Did you ever see your brother's car? No. All right. When you saw the blue car drive off, what did you do? I ran back inside to call my brother and tell him don't come. They were shooting outside. Did you have any idea at that time that involved your brother? Not at all. Did you ever speak to your brother again? I couldn't. He couldn't answer the phone. My daddy told me that they had more shots up the street. Somebody was killed and it was him. When did you find out it was in fact your brother who was being shot at? At 6 o'clock the next morning. Who informed you that it was your brother that was killed? My dad. He told me it was him getting shot at in front of the door. One moment. If I can just show you Exhibit 129, do you recognize who that person is? Yes. Who is that? That's Durney, my little brother. Is that an older picture of Durney when he was younger? Yes, not too much younger. If I can admit that into evidence, Your Honor, so ordered. Then if I can also show you photograph 242, that's a more up-to-date picture of him. If I can admit that into evidence, Your Honor, 242, so ordered. Thank you. One moment. Thank you. No further questions, Your Honor. Are you doing okay? I'm fine. Cross-examine.